Like many Americans this past week, I was glued to my TV set, watching the State of the Union address. This was the first time I had watched one of these, and I was a little unsure of what to expect. The opening ceremony seemed to be a bit over the top.
Madam Speaker,
the President of the United States.
As the president makes his way down the aisle, Bob, this has turned into one of the most fascinating exercises in politics.
this is a very important thing. It's one of my favorite nights in Washington, but they'll send interns in to hold the seats.
I felt President Bush should have taken a different route when starting off his speech.
And tonight I have the high privilege and distinct honor of my own as the first president to begin the State of the Union message with these words: huge tax increases, huge deficits, or huge and immediate cuts in benefits.
One major problem I had was the excessive applause.
Nearly 12 million Iraqi citizens came out to vote in a show of hope and solidarity that we should never forget. A thinking enemy watched all these scenes, adjusted their tactics, and in 2006 they struck back. In Lebanon, assassins took the life of Pierre Gemayel, a prominent participant in the Cedar Revolution. Hezbollah terrorists with support from Syria and Iran sowed conflict in the region and are seeking to undermine Lebanon's legitimately elected government.
The clapping at times was just inappropriate.
But the Iraqis are not yet ready to do this on their own. So we're deploying reinforcements of more than 20,000 additional soldiers and Marines to Iraq. The vast majority will go to Baghdad, where they will...
Especially Dick Cheney.
Every success against the terrorists is a reminder of the shoreless ambitions of this enemy. The evil that inspired and rejoiced in 9/11 is still at work in the world. And so long as that's the case...
I was really disappointed that Dick Cheney had to leave in the middle of the speech.
It is a decisive ideological struggle.
But he was probably just going to the bathroom, seeing as how he did chug all that water. All in all, Bush's speech was pretty good, though he did seem a bit confused at times.
For Americans who now purchase health insurance on their own, this proposal would mean a substantial tax savings. $4,500 for a family of 7.2, making $60 million a year.
At times, though, it paid off.
We must remember that the best healthcare decisions are not made by patients and their doctors, but by government and insurance companies.
Some of his new policies seem to be a bit harsh.
We must continue investing in new methods of producing ethanol. Using everything from wood chips to grasses to agricultural wastes and to terrorists who could cause huge disruptions of oil shipments and raise the price of oil.
At least he stuck to his guns, so I guess it was all right.
Spreading opportunity and hope in America also requires public schools that give children the knowledge and character they need in life. 5 years ago, we rose above partisan differences to pass the No Child Left Behind Act, preserving local control.
But he unfairly singled out that tall black man.
And holding schools accountable for results. And because we active students are performing better in reading and math, and minority students are closing the achievement gap. You see this spirit often if you know where to look. And tonight, we need only look above to the gallery. Dikembe Mutombo grew up in Africa amid great poverty and disease. Dikembe became a star in the NBA and a citizen of the United States. But he never forgot the land of his birth or the duty to share his blessings with others. Dikembe, I ask you to continue funding our efforts to fight HIV/AIDS. And I ask you to provide $1.2 billion over 5 years so we can combat malaria in 15 African countries.
I don't think Dikembe even knew what he was saying. And Bush didn't really end his speech with a bang.
Because the state of our union is strong. Our cause in the world is right. Yet we're failing in that duty. God bless.
Overall, I really enjoyed the State of the Union address. It seemed like a real rockin' good time. And I'll tell you what, if the State of the Union ever comes to my hometown, I am definitely getting tickets.
President George W. Bush completing his 6th State of the Union address.
The President of the United States.
To achieve a Korean peninsula free of nuclear weapons. I believe it is the most important thing I have ever done.
His approval rating down to just 28%, an all-time low.
I'm George W. Bush, and I approve this message.